Dust motes drift through folded time. A roasted bloom begins to sigh, soft as light that passes by. Her fingers hover, barely there, tracing warmth in quiet air. Every note the morning keeps, like something fragile, half asleep. Like a piano pedal falling slow through a space only still hearts know. Every sip leaves a tender trace of a small unhurried place in the middle of the city's flow. There's a hush that starts to grow in a world so soft, so subtle. She blooms like a piano pedal. A quiet cat in a pool of sun, dreaming where the hours run. Tiny breaths in velvet time, keeping rhythm without a chime. Dried flowers bend in earth-tone grace. Vintage jars hold light in place, and the scent of something warm wraps her in a gentler form. Like a piano pedal falling slow through a space only still hearts know. Every sip leaves a tender trace of a small unhurried place in the middle of the city's flow. There's a hush that starts to grow in a world so soft, so subtle. She blooms like a piano pedal. If she lingers in this light, nothing pulls, nothing bites. In this hush so thin, so gentle, she becomes the petal. Falling through something warm and true. Just like you. Amber settles on a weathered page. Dust motes drift in a softened haze. A roasted bloom begins to rise, like a dream she half recognized. Earth-tone petals, dry and thin, hold the warmth of where they've been. In a corner the city forgets, she traces time in silhouettes. In this cafe of memories she stays a while, where every sip turns a page in style. A quiet world betoke the crowded stream, held together by a softened dream. Each tastes like a story watching light as it bends and falls across the jars and quiet walls. Glass holds echoes faint and low of somewhere she can almost go, and silence wraps her thin and deep like a promise she can keep. In this cafe of memory she stays a while, where every sip turns a page in style. A quiet world beneath the crowded stream, held together by a softened dream. Each tastes like a story she once knew, fading gently but still true. In a cup, in a slow reverie, she finds her perfect hidden sea. If she lingers in this gentle space, time won't rush, won't leave a trace. In this hush she's finally free, just a girl and memory. Softly read every line she needs, slow and deep. Breathless saxophone lingers like a half-remembered name. Piano glowing softly beneath, warm as paper aged in time. Amber daylight settles on the wooden grain. Dust motes drift in a slow suspended frame. A roasted bloom curls from your porcelain cup, like ink that once was bold, now soft enough. A faded letter resting by your sleeve, edges worn like things you still believe. Outside the city rushes undefined, but here the hours loosen unconfined. Upright bass hums low and tender brush drums trace a hush through air. Every sip a line you trace through a quiet hidden place, where the past is warm, not gone, just rewritten, soft and drawn. Slow ritual gently kept in the silence where you've stepped, like a letter never sent, still alive in what it meant. Your cat curls close by the window sigh, watching shadows slowly passing by. A flick of tail, a softened gaze, as if it knows your inward haze. The room is filled with subtle hues, earthen petals in muted blues. No sound but breath and porcelain tone, a little world that's all your own. Nylon guitar speaks in golden thread, a page reread of the gentle life you've led. In your cup the echoes stay, never asking you to stray. Slow ritual, soft and deep, memories you choose to keep, like a letter worn but true, still unfolding inside you. Don't let go of the quiet you now know. No need to say what the silence gave away. Just this glow, soft and low. Piano fades like ink in rain, her voice barely there, like breath on glass. A final saxophone note stretches, and disappears. Amber lingers on the window line, dust motes drift where the day turns kind. A roasted bloom begins to rise, like a memory behind her eyes. Porcelain hums in a quiet hold, steam draws shapes and threads of gold. In this corner the world grows thin, letting softer hours wander in. With BunBun near, she softly stays in a hidden fold of gentle days. Every sip turns a page just right, in a book of hush and light. In the middle of the city's hum, there's a place where she's undone. Just a girl and a quiet tune, breathing slow with BunBun. BunBun rests in a patch of sun, eyes half closed, the day begun. A silver breath, a steady rise, mirrors calm in softened eyes. Dried flowers lean in muted tone, vintage jars hold time alone. And every scent, both faint and warm, wraps her in a quieter form. With BunBun near, she softly stays in a hidden fold of gentle days. Every sip turns a page just right, in a book of hush and light. In the middle of the city's hum, there's a place where she's undone. Just a girl and a quiet tune, breathing slow with BunBun. If the world fades out of view, she has all she needs into. In this hush where time won't run, she and BunBun go. Stay a while. in the quiet smile. Soft and mild. Amber settles on a silent frame. Dust motes drift without a name. A roasted bloom begins to rise, softest thought behind her eyes. Morning leans on walnut lines, time dissolves in slower signs. In a corner the city thins, letting something small begin. In a saxophone sigh she slips away through a quiet thread of a golden day. Every sip writes soft and slow, little things she comes to know. In the middle of the restless sound, there's a place where calm is found, held within a fragile sky. She breathes in a saxophone sigh. A small white cat with a gentle stare, curled in light without a care. It's breathing slow, a steady tune, like a hush beneath the noon. Dried flowers bow in muted grace, vintage jars hold time in place. And every scent, both faint and deep, feels like something hers to keep. Saxophone sigh, she slips away through a quiet thread of a golden day. Every sip writes soft and slow, little things she comes to know. In the middle of the restless sound, there's a place where calm is found, held within a fragile sky. She breathes in a saxophone sigh. If the world falls out of line, she will stay between the time in this hush, where notes run dry. She becomes the sigh. Like something time won't try to end. In a nylon hum she softly stays, where the quiet sways in amber haze. Every sip turns a hidden key to a slower kind of memory. In the middle of a restless flow, there's a place only still hearts know, where the world grows thin and numb. She breathes in a nylon hum. A gentle cat in a pool of light, curled in warmth, untouched by time. Small breaths rise, then fall away like a song with nothing to say. Dried flowers bow in earthen tones, vintage jars hold softened zones, and the scent of roasted air feels like something always there. In a nylon hum, she softly stays, where the quiet sways in amber haze. Every sip turns a hidden key to a slower kind of memory. In the middle of a restless flow, there's a place only still hearts know, where the world grows thin and numb. She breathes in a nylon hum. If she lingers in this tone, she is never quite alone. In this hush where days feel numb, she becomes the hum. Where the soft winds go, let it flow. Breathless saxophone drifts like warm air through lace curtains. Soft piano pressing, ivory light beneath it. Amber morning spills along the windowsill. Dust motes dancing in a quiet kind of thrill. A roasted bloom curls slowly in the air like memories folded into somewhere. Your teacup hums against your gentle hold, ceramic warmth against your fingers cold. Outside the city stirs in hurried tones, but here the hours soften into home. Upright bass, deep and patient, brush drums like a whisper on linen. Slow, steep, let the moment stay. Sip by sip, it drifts away. In this hush, the world feels small. Just you, your thoughts, and nothing at all. Soft heat rising in gallop of calm. Time dissolves in your open palm. Every taste a page you keep written slow. In a quiet steep, your cat curls close in a velvet sigh. Half-closed eyes like a painted sky. Tail flick tracing the rhythm low of a life that moves in undertow. No need for words in this tender space, just kettle songs and your breathing pace. A studio built of stillness and light, where even silence feels just right. Guitar answers the saxophone softly. a conversation in golden tones. Slow steep, let the hours bend, where quiet corners never end. In your cup the skyline sleeps, melting down to something deep. Soft heat rise in a secret hymn, the world grows faint around the rim. Every sip a thread you weave in a life you don't need to leave. Stay where the light turns thin as air. No past, no rush, just the hush, just the hush, it's just the hush. A fragile piece you barely hold, but it glows like shades of gold. Piano fading like footsteps in dusk, her voice a breath between notes. One last saxophone sigh, stretching into silence. Settles in a muted glaze, dust motes drift in a woven haze. A roasted bloom begins to rise, like a thought that gently sighs. Oatmeal light on the table warm, soft as the hush of an early morn. Steam curls slow in quiet flow, tracing shapes she doesn't know. In an oatmeal glow she fades inside, where the world grows soft and undefined. Every sip rides slow and low, little lines in a tender flow. In the middle of the passing stream, she finds a pause within a dream, where nothing pulls, nothing asks to know. She rests in oatmeal glow, a quiet cat in a pale sunbeam, curled within the drifting dream. Tiny breaths in a gentle rise, like a lullaby without a size. Dried flowers lean in earthen hue, vintage jars hold shades of you, and the scent of roasted air feels like something always there. In an oatmeal glow she fades inside, where the world grows soft and undefined. Every sip rides slow and low, little lines in a tender flow. In the middle of the passing stream, she finds a pause within a dream, where nothing pulls, nothing asks to know. She rests in oatmeal glow. If she lingers in this light, There's no wrong and there's no right in this hush. So warm, so slow, she becomes the glow. Drift and stay, let it fade away, soft as clay. Amber settles on the window seam. Dust motes drift through a quiet dream. A roasted bloom in the cooling air unfolds like something almost there. Earth and cider in softened tones, faded petals, brittle bones. She stirs the morning slow and deep, where small forgotten hours sleep. In a cider drift she disappears through a quiet blend of days and years. Every sip bright, soft and slow, lines only the still can know. In the middle of a restless street, she finds a world so small, complete, where time lets go of what it knew and settles into something true. Her white cat curls in a patch of sun, breathing slow where the hours run. Eyes half closed in a velvet haze, guarding silence in golden rays. Vintage jars with amber stains hold the hush of distant rain, and every scent, both faint and clear, feels like something drawing near. Cider drift she disappears through a quiet blend of days and years. Every sip bright, soft and slow, lines only the still can know. In the middle of a restless street, she finds a world so small, complete, where time lets go of what it knew and settles into something true. If she lingers, nothing calls, no sharp edges, no loud walls. In this hush, so warm, so deep, she becomes the key. Drift and stay, let it fade The saxophone floats in slow arcs, piano laying down warm, amber-tinted chords. Amber light leans soft against the glass, dust motes drifting like a quiet past. A roasted bloom unravels in the air, time dissolving somewhere in your stare. Porcelain lips of a waiting cup steam like a page that's opening up. Outside, the city hums in restless lines, but here the clock forgets its spine. Upright bass walks slow and low brush drums, barely there, like breath on silk. A silent verse in every sip, written where the stillness slips. No loud words, no need to prove, just the quiet way you move. Slow ritual, communal and deep. Moments gather soft and steep. Every taste a line you trace in a life that leans to grace. Your cat curls close like a whispered rhyme, tail drawing circles around your time. Eyes half lost in a golden hue, watching the world pause with you. The studio breathes in softened tones, wood and linen, familiar bones. No need for sound to fill the air. Your silence says you're already there. Nylon guitar hums a tender reply. Saxophone sighs just under the sky of sound. A silent verse in every sigh, floating where the hours lie. In your cup, a softened view of a world made small and true. Slow ritual, warm and slight, folding day into quiet light. Every sip a page unseen, held between what was and been. Stay, don't move, let the hush carry you. No need to speak, no need to keep anything beyond this peace. Piano drips like fading dusk, her voice just breath and echo. A final saxophone note lingers.